And now, opening tonight's event is the founder of Mi Esperanza, Janet Hines. In 1998, Janet Hines said yes when asked to go on a mission trip. That yes opened an entirely new world to Janet. God broke her heart open for the plight of women and children living in a desperate world. 23 years have passed since she spoke that first yes to Honduras. As a mom to 4 married children and 9 grandchildren, her passion of engaging and living life has now spanned more than 60 years. She often refers to Mi Esperanza as her 5th child growing and preparing for the future.
Mi Esperanza was born when 2 moms met in Tegucigalpa, Honduras in 1999 on a mission trip. They came with no expectations of what the adventure would bring. But to their surprise, as they boarded the plane for home, part of them stayed behind. Seeds were planted that would eventually form deep roots. Out of that experience grew a vision to walk beside the women of Honduras. We didn't come to tell them how we were going to help, but we sat with them and we listened and asked, how could we help? As we listened, they shared stories of their own mothers and their inability to provide basic needs for their families. We learned from them that the lack of financial and educational opportunities were perpetuating the same cycle in their lives. And these moms could see how this cycle would repeat in the lives of their children. They could see no hope for change. From these conversations, Mi Esperanza, my hope, was born. Since 2002, we've had good years and we've had challenging years. Passport to Hope 2020 raised the money to support us through the impact of COVID. Classes being closed and employees unable to work. And we really missed our students. In Honduras, education is so often an unobtainable luxury rather than a life-changing opportunity. Lack of education very often creates a spiraling effect that perpetuates generational poverty and lives without hope. While some charitable ventures meet needs for food and shelter temporarily, what is truly called for is a sustainable solution. And this is the power and purpose of Mi Esperanza, to provide women with the training they need to create a life, self-empowerment, and sustainable hope. And this hope extends to their families and future generations of women in Honduras.
Did you know that you can take a few really small actions that would wildly impact the lives of some of the world's poorest women and children? I'm Julie Lawson, CEO and founder of Jules Natural Life. I'm a natural movement coach, yoga instructor, and an artist. I'm also chairman of the board of Mi Esperanza. We are dedicated to elevating women out of poverty in one of the poorest nations in our hemisphere. Are you ready for those small actions that you can do to help women in Honduras? All right, here we go. Small action number 1. Purchase with a purpose. We make all of our products in-house that we sell on our online store, and I'd love for you to stop by and have a visit. When you buy a product from Mi Esperanza, you are directly supporting not only the woman who made that product, but the women who will come behind her and who will receive free skills-based education from Mi Esperanza. Small action number 2 and 3. Follow Mi Esperanza on social media. Come on over to our website and sign up for our newsletter. And maybe small action number 4, donate if you feel so inspired. Thank you so much for spending time with me today as I share with you about Mi Esperanza. I love Mi Esperanza. I love sharing about the work that we do. And I would love it if you have an interest in joining us. Namaste.
Thank you, Julie. And you are so right. Small actions bring big results. And that's what we're here for tonight. And our community has never failed us. Let's go find out from Mark where we are right now. Can we check out the crawler, please?
Y'all, you are busy in that silent auction. I just took a look and y'all are on top of it. I want to remind you real quick of how you get in there and look at everything. So when you register for this event, you got a link with a 4-digit PIN, and that is how you will access the silent auction. You are able to get in there and look at all the items from trips and experiences, sporting events, jewelry, art. I mean, there's just so much in there. I couldn't even highlight it all. You're able to get in there and see descriptions and look at pictures. And a really cool feature that I mentioned earlier is you're able to get a text when you get outbid. So if there's something that you're really interested in, you're able to, right there in your text message, get a text that you were outbid, and then you can, right from there, go ahead and up your bid so that you can be back in control of that item. So there's also a really cool chat feature. So if you have any questions on any of the items or need some clarification on anything, you can put those questions right in the chat and we will be able to answer those for you. So just a reminder that the auction closes tomorrow night, so Sunday night at 8 p.m. And make sure you're sharing this with your family and friends. So get in there, start looking at those auction items and bid. But y'all, I gotta go because I need to go bid on some items for myself. I'm gonna knock out some Christmas shopping, treat myself because you should always do that, and get in there and donate.
Me Esperanza offers hope through skill training. We began by offering instruction in sewing. In this class, our students learn how to make a pattern, and next they learn how to make school uniforms. Blouses and pleated skirts, button shirts, and khaki pants for the boys complete the uniforms required by the government to attend school. Several organizations contract with us to make uniforms for a particular school, and they donate them to the children. We are also contracted by designers to produce their textile designs. In addition, our women produce Mi Esperanza's personal line of textiles. Clothing, accessories, and bags leave our production room, headed to the United States, Mexico, Canada, and parts of Honduras. You can find our line on our website. We proudly provide our employees a safe working environment and fair living wages, which includes health care. Next, we opened a beauty school where our students learn how to cut and style hair and how to do manicures and pedicures. Finally, students learn the process of coloring hair. Students are required to seek an apprenticeship in a salon in the city. They train with the owner, engage with actual clients, and are given a final grade by the owner of the salon. Upon completion, graduates are eligible to receive a microloan from Mi Esperanza so they can open their own salon in their community. Right on the heels of the beauty school, we opened our computer lab and classroom. Our students learn the office program and are employable in many businesses in the city. Tourism, private businesses, and medical facilities hire many of our students. One student, a pastor, was so excited to prepare her sermons and make PowerPoint presentations for her church. A new nursing student took our class to complement her nursing skills. Mi Esperanza hired a computer graduate who is now our office manager. 4 months ago, we launched yet another class, one that has long been a dream for us and many of our students. The Altrusa Club in Lake City, Florida, adopted Mi Esperanza as their international project. They provided everything we needed to launch English as a second language class. We're excited watching our women's dreams come true as they're counting numbers, naming colors, and singing the alphabet. Graduation day is my personal favorite day. This is the day we witness our women complete this phase of their education. Their families attend the ceremony. Tears are shed and smiles grow ear to ear. We know that the experience they've had in our classrooms has changed their lives. It is now my honor to introduce to you the woman I met in Honduras in 1999, Lori Connell. Little did we know that week we spent together would change the trajectory of our lives forever. And we didn't know God had begun a work in us that would span the next 2 decades of our lives. And Lori's passion for women is fierce. Her dedication to change is evident in how she lives her life. Please welcome Lori Connell, my co-founder and my friend, currently in her office in Tegucigalpa.
I see how important these opportunities are to the women of Mi Esperanza every day, for the time and effort that they put forward to reach our facility, to take advantage of our free training programs, or to have a job that pays them a living wage, offers them opportunities for advancement, and treats them with honor and dignity. Let me tell you about Gisberi Romero. She's 19 years old and she's part of our English program. She is actually the niece of one of our employees, and she heard about our English program from Reina. Gisberi travels 2 hours a day to come to English class. She walks from her home, she takes 2 buses to arrive at our center to take advantage of the free programs offered to her. We see this play out over and over again with our students and our employees, because what Mi Esperanza offers is important, is essential to the elevation of women from extreme poverty.
We wanted to share this video with you tonight. There's not words that can explain the type of relationship that happens when our students come together at our center. You know, the friendships that developed, the friendships that support each other, and a community of women is a very powerful thing. We want you to know that we highly value what goes on in our classrooms above and beyond the education that they receive, that these are real people and real lives. And so we just want to thank you tonight for the opportunity to come alongside them. Look at this. Isn't this great? And to understand how Mi Esperanza supports our women in ways beyond just their education. We are family. Thank you.
I want to tell you about one Honduran woman. Eugenia came to us to work on one of our large productions. She had never made jewelry before, but she proved to be a quick study. When she came to us, she knew that it would be a 5-month production and that she would have work for that long, which was a blessing indeed. She set a goal to make enough money to buy a computer for her high school-aged daughter. Eugenia was so good at her job that she was able to make enough money to build a house for her family. She did later buy that computer with a subsequent production, and she's been working for us ever since.
Hola, mi nombre es Eugenia Avilés, madre de 3 hijas. Mi origen es de Santa Ana, Francisco Morazán. Llegué a Mi Esperanza por medio de un curso de costura que una amiga me invitó, me dijo, se da cuenta que van a dar un curso aquí en Santa Ana. Me llamó la atención y bueno, decidí tomarlo, ya que pensé es una buena opción para mí como madre de familia. En ese entonces yo tenía solo una hija, mi hija mayor, que se llama Jimena. Entonces decidí tomar el curso, fui a sacar el curso de Mi Esperanza, la cual fue para mí de gran bendición porque aprendí a costurar. Actualmente en Mi Esperanza estoy trabajo en joyería y también formo parte soy estudiante del curso de inglés, el cual trabajar en Mi Esperanza para mí ha sido de gran bendición. Inicié a construir mi casa en el 2015, por ahí, más o menos de ahí para allá inicié con los arranques de mi casa. Empecé poco a poco con algunos ahorros y gracias al trabajo que me provee Mi Esperanza, de ahí he podido ir avanzando, alargando un poco más mi casa. Aún le faltan detalles, no son muchos porque ya mi casa en sí ya casi ya la tengo lista. Solo me falta un poco para el piso, el alumbrado, la luz y pintarlas, que son cosas que ya son básicas, pero que en sí ya las paredes, gracias a Dios, y toda mi casa ya está construida. Durante el tiempo de la pandemia, gracias a Dios y a la asociación Mi Esperanza, nos estuvieron apoyando mensualmente para que no nos hiciera falta en nuestro hogar el alimento para nuestras familias. Gracias a ello también la educación de mis hijas ha sido muy importante y también de ahí he podido pagar algunos gastos como el internet, que para este entonces ha sido una herramienta de estudio que mis hijas han necesitado. Tuve la oportunidad, gracias a Dios, con la bendición, que compré una computadora pensando en ese entonces en el estudio de mis hijas, pero nunca me imaginé que en este tiempo de la pandemia, que ha sido un impacto demasiado grande, hasta nuestros hijos les ha tocado adaptarse a la nueva modalidad de estudio, gracias a que Mi Esperanza me ayudó en ese entonces. También pude comprar esa computadora, compré una impresora que ha sido también otra herramienta para mis hijas. Mis sueños para mí en estos momentos, bueno, siempre la educación de mis hijas, que más me diera a mí tener una oportunidad de seguir trabajando en Mi Esperanza, que mi hija tuviera la oportunidad de tener una educación bilingüe. Ese ha sido mi sueño, que aunque sea que mi hija, la niña, la pequeñita, ella pudiera estudiar en una escuela bilingüe.
All right, my friends, we have reached our halfway mark in our gala this evening. So let's go check with Mark again and see how we're doing. You know, I want you to look at those baskets of hope, and I want you to go back to the auction again. And I just want you to realize how many ways and how much fun you can have as you engage with us tonight. So Mark, show us the crawler. We are so excited when we saw those numbers just now. Just think of the hope that we're going to be able to share with more women in Honduras as more are eligible and able to come into our classes. The hope that we share, the opportunities that we get to offer women young and old, different ages. And they know that this is going to change their lives. And we're all part of that. Isn't this a beautiful thing? Thank you. Join me as I welcome Karen Cox. Karen is the president of Heartsook International, a firm she co-founded over 30 years ago. She works with nonprofit organizations of every size and scope. She helps them advance their programs and raise millions of dollars. So please join me in welcoming Karen Cox as she comes to speak with us about the importance of philanthropic giving. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you, Janet. Well, I've been asked to talk to you about giving, but I feel like an imposter here because no one knows more about giving than those who work tirelessly every day and in every way to help women through Mi Esperanza. These incredibly inspirational women have given a lot of their lives to change a lot of lives, but they would tell you they're the ones that are receiving a gift. I'm a consultant and a major gift fundraiser. When I tell people what I do, most of the time they say they don't know how I do it. They hate fundraising. But here's the truth. If you hate fundraising, you're probably doing it wrong. You're probably talking about money. Of course, I understand that fundraising is literally about raising funds. It's ultimately about changing lives. I love what I do. I spend my days talking to very interesting people about what matters, about how lives will be changed through their care and their generosity. And I get to listen to some amazing stories from the best kinds of people. They're people who have a heart, they've enjoyed a level of success, and they want to leave the world better than they found it. I'm often involved at the most transformative time in the life of an organization. But more than that, I get to be a part of one of the most transformative times in a person's life, when they make a gift that will have a major impact on people's lives and will last long after all of us. We fundraisers know that we've asked for a gift in the right way when a donor says thank you to us. Thank you for asking me, for involving me, for letting me be a part of this. I've had donors tell me that their gift to an organization was among the most important things they would ever do in their lives. The fundraising consulting firm I co-founded, Heartsilk, has invested millions of dollars in fundraising research and advancing the profession, because we know the more fundraisers know, the more money we'll raise and the more lives will change. That's the power of philanthropy. A lot of fundraising research is based on understanding why people give. Of course, you know why you give. It might be to help and give back, change lives, share your values and beliefs, or pay it forward. And let's face it, giving feels good. And when something feels good, we want to do it again. Dr. Jen Sheng has discovered that when we make philanthropic gifts, we experience the same kind of feelings we do when we fall in love. When we give, there's this rush, there's a delight, a euphoria, our hearts swell and we smile and we laugh more, we're more active, we feel great. So when we give, we experience love. This makes great sense. The word philanthropy, with its Latin and Greek roots, means love of mankind. The vast majority of philanthropic gifts are made to help people whose names we'll never know. Philanthropy is love, but it's also about hope for a future we may never be a part of. That's also the power of philanthropy. Unfortunately, not everyone has hope, and that's why we're here, to help the women in Honduras. Through Mi Esperanza, women in extreme poverty have hope, and they can create better lives for their children and families because someone cared, because we were there, because we put our hearts, hands, and gifts towards showing love for humankind. We've all heard the phrase, give till it hurts. But I know a woman who's given away millions of dollars, and she says that she gives till it feels good. Did you know that people who give are happier and healthier than those who don't? And when people spend money on others, they actually feel better than they do when they spend it on themselves. Giving is good for you. It's good for everyone. So now, let's give hope to the women served by Mi Esperanza. Together, we can unleash the power of philanthropy. And let's also celebrate the fact that whatever we have, we all have more than enough love and hope to give.
Our donors are some of the most inspirational people I know. Without their vision and commitment to Mi Esperanza, we wouldn't be here tonight. Knowing people believe in and share our vision of hope is humbling. It's true. And it is my honor to introduce you to 3 donors who are with us this evening and what they have to say as they share their stories. So Joy Campanero and I met in 1990 when our family moved to San Diego. Our friendship has carried us through many adventures around the world. Joy knew me before Mi Esperanza. She's always had an interest in what we do. And in 2018, she and her daughter Shannon came to Honduras. Joy and Shannon came back home with their own Mi Esperanza stories. Joy became a donor. Today, she serves as co-chair of Passport to Hope 2021. What you see here tonight is a result of her great leadership, passion, and commitment to the future of Mi Esperanza. Please welcome my friend, Joy Campanero.
Thank you, Janet. I'm Joy Campanero. I live in San Diego, California, and I've been involved in Mi Esperanza for 20 years, at least. About that time, Janet came to me and she said, Joy, I'm doing this thing in Honduras. We're taking material down there and I'm teaching the women how to make quilts. And I think she was already involved with Lori at this time. And she says, and we're bringing them back to the US and we're having little parties and we're selling them and sending the money back so that the women can support themselves. And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. And then a little while later, she was telling me about how they're also doing these little microloans, and told me about a woman in one of the barrios who had to walk for 3 hours to Tegucigalpa to work, and 3 hours back while leaving her small children to be cared for by other small children. And she was able to help her fund a little tortilla business, and that tortilla business she was able to do in her community and help to grow her family while she stayed there together. I supported Janet over the years, but the turning point for me was when I went to visit in 2017 with my daughter. And I saw the operations, and I saw the villages and the barrios, and I saw the determination of the women and how they wanted to change their lives and how they were determined to do it. They stayed focused. And I began monthly support. One of the things that we did while we were there is we went and visited Dilcia's village. Dilcia is a woman who came to Mi Esperanza and began working in the sewing and the textile schools, or going to them, and then eventually working with Mi Esperanza. But going to her house was really an experience, because I've seen poverty, but I've never seen this level of poverty. This was a village that was built on the side of a mountain overlooking Tegucigalpa, and these homes were cardboard shacks and like wood remnants. Liter bottles were cut in half and strung together to gather water and move the water. The toilet was over the ravine and just dropped right into it. Outdoor plastic basin for a sink and a burner for her kitchen. It's all outdoors overlooking this beautiful view, but any child could have just fallen through that fence that kind of held that up. Anyway, everywhere there was electric wires, tires were set with concrete as steps going down to the entrance of her home, which was a 2-room separated by a curtain. In the beginning, before Mi Esperanza, it was a dirt floor and cardboard sides, and now there is a wood floor and wooden sides. Nothing finished, just framework, but it was a home that she could feel secure in. Her children were happy when they came and they saw Lori and Janet show up. They just had a very different demeanor about them. They were so secure based on what had happened for them. I was raised with the value of giving back. Even at my earliest job, I began giving a percentage of my gross income before taxes. It's just a part of me, and I've never been able to outgive God. It raises my energy level. It makes me feel valued and valuable, and gives me a sense of satisfaction. And it also increases my gratitude for what I've been blessed with. If I was going to talk to somebody who's thinking about giving to Mi Esperanza, I would say, just do it. I promise you, you will never miss the money, no matter what. I have regretted buying things like impulse buys and stuff like that, and said, oh my God, I should never have spent the money on that. I've never, ever regretted. I've never thought twice about giving to a good cause, and especially to Mi Esperanza. The money you give to this organization, you can be assured, goes to help support the women and the programs. There aren't any executives or administrators that have ever taken salaries beyond what's a living wage. In fact, most donate their time and money. The grassroots charity to help change the trajectory of women in extreme poverty is what Mi Esperanza is all about. It can only make you feel good as a person. Mi Esperanza has been a larger focus for me after the last several years, watching the organization grow over the years and seeing the commitment of the founders, Janet and Lori. It's just been both aspirational and inspirational. And last year I kind of jumped in and helped with the auction a little bit, but this year I was asked to co-host with the lovely Barbara Diaz of Corporate Meetings and Events, and it has been a pretty full schedule. We pray that the job we've done has been glorifying to God, and we give it over to Him, and we know He's going to deliver the increase, take us over the finish line, and give us the victory that we want with our goals for this auction. The future of Mi Esperanza, up until now, it has been supported by a group of people who are familiar with the outreach, kind of a narrow group. But last year, they started a capital campaign and a bigger outreach to increase their donor base. They're taking their message beyond their immediate associations, and I think that's a wonderful thing. It's now growing past those organic groups into what is becoming a model for elevating humans out of extreme poverty through skills training and providing living wage employment. People really do thrive on being self-sufficient. Mi Esperanza not only helps women in poverty change the trajectory of their lives, it gives them confidence, pride in their work and accomplishments, and a different outlook about what's possible. This can be expanded beyond Honduras, beyond Central America, beyond any borders, to help people learn to help themselves and others. I thank you for being here tonight, for walking with us on a journey to the heart of Honduras, and for any donation and prayers that you can give to this work. We are humbly appreciative.
And now I want to introduce you to my friend, Amy Cascio. Amy and I met in Honduras in 2002, surprise, on a mission trip. And we got to know each other. And as Lori and I were talking and Mi Esperanza was born, Amy came to us and said that she wanted to be part of what it was that we were doing. And she has worked tirelessly beside us through all these years, you know, in the challenges and the triumphs. She's never given up, and she has always been ready for the next adventure. And when I say adventure, I'll always remember the day. We're going to go visit one of our Mi Esperanza families out in one of the remote areas in Honduras. And so we jumped in my car with a couple of other of our women, and off we went. We were up some mountains and over big rocks, and we drove through river, and we just had the best time with our Mi Esperanza family. She's a longtime donor and a committed sustainer of our programs. And Amy is my friend, and our paths would never have crossed had it not been for a shared passion of providing hope. Birmingham, Alabama is where Amy calls home, and I would like to introduce you to my friend Amy.
I'm Amy Cascio from Birmingham, Alabama, one of the founding board members of Mi Esperanza. I have known our co-founders, Lori and Janet, for over 20 years, since Mi Esperanza was founded. I made my first trip to Honduras with my daughter and the youth group from our church. The first day of our trip, our group went to church in one of the communities that we served. During the service, a precious little girl wandered up and sat in my lap, hungry and dirty. Luckily, I had some crackers for her to eat and wet wipes to clean her face and hands. Spending about 30 minutes with her was a life-changing experience for me. I knew that day I wanted to help in any way that I could. Since that time, I have donated my financial resources and my time for this great organization so that we can achieve our mission of educating women and helping them provide for their families. Giving to Mi Esperanza has blessed me more than I have blessed the people of Honduras. Getting involved has given me a sense of purpose and helped make me aware how fortunate we all are to live in the United States. It makes me feel good knowing that I am helping others, and hopefully it has helped me set an example for my children and my friends by using their resources and their time. During my many trips to Honduras, I have met many ladies attending our schools. One mom and daughter, Maria and Denia, come to mind. They live in Santa Ana, which is about 20 miles from our campus in Tegucigalpa, and the only transportation was a city bus, a 1-hour trip each way. When they completed the course, they were hired by Mi Esperanza to make jewelry that is sold in our online and on-site stores and fulfill orders from our retail partners in the United States. Besides working to help the people of Honduras, one of my many blessings has been getting to know all the ladies that serve on the board. We are all from different cities in the United States and all have super giving hearts and are willing to work hard to make Mi Esperanza the best it can be. Besides the women on the board, I have met many Honduran women just like me, except they have many struggles that I could have never comprehended without going to Honduras. I realize that they have the same dreams for themselves and their families, but little way to provide basic needs like food, water, and shelter. My time on the board will be ending soon, but my involvement will continue, always ready to assist in any way that I can. I come to you today to enlist you to join us in providing hope, to join us in our quest to educate every woman so that she can provide for her family, to join us on the journey to the heart of Honduras.
Y'all have to meet my friend Kay Hampton. We met in 1999 in Honduras, and this woman from Hot Springs, Arkansas became my friend. We would never have met if we hadn't shared a passion to go and serve the underprivileged. A great portion of her life is dedicated to the work of Mi Esperanza. Kay came alongside our work in New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. Together we have served in India. Our adventures would fill volumes. To know Kay is to know an amazing woman. To call her a friend of Mi Esperanza as a founding board member and our vice president is an honor. She is passionate and caring, a longtime donor and committed sustainer of Mi Esperanza. Please welcome my friend, Kay Hampton.
Hi, I'm Kay Hampton from Hot Springs, Arkansas. I went to Honduras with Harding University shortly after graduation in 1982. Seeing the abandoned, starving children burnt a hole in my heart. I had never witnessed such poverty. I longed to return, and when I finally did in 2001, I met Janet and Lori, and they offered me the opportunity to do more than sit on the sidelines. Mi Esperanza has changed my life. Let me tell you about one of our first microloans. Hilda needed money to free her family from the abuse of her husband, who spent all his money on alcohol. I remember clearly seeing all of her children running around playing at her house on the hill, and she was pregnant with another. Hilda received a microloan for $180 and began selling cleaning supplies in her community. By the time she had paid off her microloan, her life had completely changed. Hilda's initiative had really paid off. Her husband, Luis, quit drinking, and that ended the abuse. Luis began helping her in the business. He also had experienced hope. Hilda's bravery and wisdom offered hope and an improved quality of life for her family. You don't have to sit on the sidelines. Join us as partners and you can make a difference. Together, we can make an even greater impact, giving opportunities to women that will change their lives for generations. I'm so grateful that y'all are spending time with us today, and I sincerely hope that you will join us in bringing hope to the women of Honduras.
I really hope you're enjoying yourselves this evening. Isn't this just the best event ever? I joined Kay Hampton over in her space right now. We would like to welcome Lori as Lori comes back to us. You know, we've had long-time dreams in Mi Esperanza, and sometimes those dreams come true. And Lori's here to share one of our biggest ones with you now. Welcome, Lori.
We never stop dreaming at Mi Esperanza, and I'm really excited to show you our next project. So come on in with me. What you see is the location of our new daycare center. In 2019, we began a campaign to raise money to open a daycare, and then COVID hit, so our plans stopped, our renovation plans stopped, but our dreams haven't. And this is where the new Mi Esperanza Daycare Center is going to be. Since the beginning of Mi Esperanza, a daycare center has always been part of our vision. One of the number one reasons women cannot come to us and take advantage of the free courses that we offer, or even maybe employment with us after, is because they don't have safe and reliable daycare for their children. And so what we want to do is we want to provide that right on site so their children can be close by with their moms, and they can work, they can go to school and better themselves, and as they better themselves, the future for their children gets brighter also. So this room is going to be the place where those children will be. You can see it's a great big room, and we're going to have a big open concept for children to be able to come and learn and play while their moms are working and in school. So we're really excited about this project. We are excited to get the renovation started again, and our goal is to have this daycare open for our women in 2022.
Mark, it's that time again. We're coming back around to see how much we've raised and how much hope that we have to share, because every penny gives us the opportunity to bring more hope to more women. So let's check it out. Today, Mi Esperanza is poised to expand its efforts and to add new programs and reach even more women with hope, help, employment, and skills-based education. In our ever-changing world, as we face challenges before unheard of, Mi Esperanza is meeting those challenges head on by changing and developing programs and that are adaptable to fluctuating conditions globally. During COVID, we have been able to keep our full-time employees on salary. This enabled them to provide basic necessities for their families and even health care. Think about that. Now more than ever, women in Honduras need the programs of Mi Esperanza. And we continue our dream of opening a leather workroom. We have space in our current facility. We have a teacher lined up, and we have the equipment that has been donated to us. And so all we need for that to happen is our funding. So despite the restrictions that COVID imposed upon us, I want to share with you how our board has never stopped working. We've been extremely busy and determined to build the foundation to move Mi Esperanza into the future. We have an amazing committee working on a capital campaign committed to raising funds to build our own facility. We've engaged more than ever with organizations stateside who are now supporting us, and we continue hosting cultivation events around the country. This is so much fun. We get to meet new people, we get to share Mi Esperanza, and we've made many new friends. As Julie said, small actions together can purchase with a purpose in our online store. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You can go to our website and read our real stories and sign up to receive our emails so you can stay in touch, and you can donate. So I hope you had a great time with us this evening. It's good to be among friends who support Mi Esperanza. As we've gathered this evening, you've met many of our women in Honduras through their real life stories. And tonight, these women have fed their families. They've provided them with a safe place to sleep. And they've gotten their children ready for school for tomorrow. Their kids are ready. They have their school uniforms and what they need for school. This, to me, this is the heart and soul of Mi Esperanza. This is who we are. This is the reason we exist. This is why we do what we do. And without you and your heart for Mi Esperanza, we would not be here to serve together. So this evening, the silent auction, I wanted to let you know, again, it's going to end tomorrow night, Sunday, at 8 p.m. We're just going to ask you to reach out to your family and friends and invite them to jump on, register, get in there and bid on some fun things in the auction. And we look forward to hearing about all your adventures on those great trips you're going to win. So we thank you again. It's with our honor that we've been able to share your evening with you, and we deeply appreciate you. Thank you. My friends, we are approaching the end of our gala this evening. It's hard to believe how quickly the time is gone. I hope that you've gone in and you've checked out the baskets of hope Lana talked about. I hope that you've heard what Julie has said to us about our small actions. And I just really hope that you have gone in and had some fun in the auction. I can't wait to hear about everybody's adventures. So we want to just remind you that tomorrow night at 8 p.m., the auction will close. But we are always here. You can always find us on the website, and you can always engage with us. And just remember, every day of the year, hope is being shared in Honduras because of your help here tonight. And we just appreciate y'all. So, hey, Mark, come on, show us what's up.